Hey, good morning, everybody. Arcadius here, and I just wanted to do a little extra on this story here. So, making myself some coffee. Sorry. Anyways, this is an important one because there's a restaurant in Cleveland called Angie's, and this story this news reporter here is covering was a month old. So I woke up this morning, and Fox News was talking about Angie's restaurant now being 100% cashless. And like I was saying, and many others have been saying, people are going to want this microchip. And this is how it's going to start by acts of violence. And people are going to want this. And we're going to become a cashless society. So the odds of you getting robbed for cash is going to simmer down a little bit. But I don't think it's going to necessarily stop people from robbing people. They'll just take your credit cards, and if you got the microchip in your hand, they might just take your chip. I don't know. Their people will figure out a way. They always do. Evil always finds a way. Every time we try to make good out of technology, we get more sorrows out of it. And that's all there is to be said. But take a look at this report, and you'll even hear the guy hired a felon. So that was his first mistake there. Now, I got nothing against felons. I worked for 4.5 years at MPW Industrial Services. I was laid off, later unemployed, had to file for unemployment. The supervisors that ended up getting the job and actually making the company pretty bad were heroin addicts that were fired from the job before I even started there. And they came back as supervisors. So one of the supervisors is a heroin addict who was driving in a circle in a forklift naked. Another supervisor who got out of prison was locked up for raping women, and he's a supervisor making bank. I worked there for 4 years, and I'm talking, I busted my hump, man. I went hard. People came in there and they said, "Hey, your name rings bells here." I was a hard worker, and I never got nowhere. I'm proof that hard work doesn't pay off, and I do have the people to back me up on everything. I've even had people stand up for me. Being one of the only white guys that was working there also, a lot of them supported me. A lot of the guys there were good guys, and they would even stick up for me and say, "Look, you know, Arcadius he's a hard working guy. He's one of our best workers." And the guy who was running the company at the time just didn't want to hear nothing about it. He pretty much brought his own people in there, and he slowly kicked us all out. So yeah, it's been a struggle, guys. But I just want to get to the point here because he talks about a felon. That's the only reason I wanted to talk about my job, which I shouldn't even complain about it. But I do feel done wrong. It felt dirty. Something I was going to make a career out of. And I actually enjoyed my job, and I enjoyed a lot of the guys there. A lot of guys get mistreated there, and there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know what to do. I think people favor evil, and evil seems to always beat good for some reason nowadays. There's just too much evil. But go ahead and listen to this story, guys, because it's an important one. This is how they're going to initiate the mark of the beast.
Cleveland restaurant owner says it is time to go cashless because on it. Akin Africa owns Angie's Soul Cafe right here in Cleveland and Zanzibar Soul Fusion in Shaker Heights. Right now, he says about half of Angie's sales are cashless. Africa told me in 2017 a gunman attacked him and left him thinking his life was over.
At one of my other restaurants for Shaker Square 2 years ago, it was an attempted robbery at the restaurant, and I was shot twice, but he shot at me 3 times and left me for dead. He came back for money. He was an ex-employee and worked with us for about 2 weeks. He was a convicted felon that we had hired to give a second shot at life.
The gunman shot Africa in his right leg. The shooting bound him to a wheelchair for more than a year. Africa is able to walk again, but a reminder of that 2017 shooting follows him.
I've always been...
Well, like I said, this news story here is a month old. The new one that I watched today was on Fox News, just came out, and pretty much this is just how it's going to be initiated. So they're going to tell you right here they're going completely cashless. What now they are, which Fox News was reporting on this, and they said now the store is 100% cashless. It's
Always
disgusting.
been able to bend my knee, but everything else from the knee down is partially paralyzed now.
So Pay, Android Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, credit, debit cards, and Cash App will be accepted. Africa says the new Angie's location at 78th and Carnegie will likely open by next Friday. Cleveland restaurant.
All right. Anyways, that's it. This is the only video I could find. I tried to find the Fox Channel 8 news one. I could not find it. It was not posted yet. But goes without saying, the guy hired a felon. 2 weeks into his employment, he tried to rob the place. Okay, that's nobody's fault. He was an evil man. It had nothing to do with him wanting money or anything. He was an evil man who wanted to commit evil. And it didn't have anything to do with race or color or gender, which we see a lot of the world we're living in right now pushing these agendas, which is absolutely disgusting when it's just typical evil. Just like they want to get rid of our guns. They want to ban guns because they don't want you to defend yourself. Let me tell you something, guys. The Jews suffered the ultimate consequence for giving up their guns. And you know what happened to the Jews? I mean, it's in our history. We've seen what Hitler did. So if we let them take our guns, America, we're going to be completely defenseless, because I'm telling you right now, the cops are not going to get there in time. I know this all too well. Anybody who lives in the hood or just lives in a semi-bad community, and I hate to say that, you know the cops are never going to get there in time. They're just not. They're going to get there when it's already done. So if you don't have a gun to defend yourself, there's no way you're going to defend yourself. You can't stop 3 or 4 guys charging in your home, and you're completely defenseless while they got guns. So what's the option? To ban guns? That's not going to stop evil people from being evil, because then they'll just take machetes. They'll make homemade bombs. It's not going to stop evil. So if we let them take our guns, it's a big problem. But this is what I just want to talk about. What's going on in America is eventually they're going to take all cash away, just like they did in Sweden. They want this to be a cashless society. They believe in their eyes it's going to be, it's going to cause less crime. Not going to see so many robberies. I think last week there was an old man walking down the street who was jumped by 3 kids, and they took $100 from him. Absolutely disgusting. But and you want to say that it's the world we're living in, but the parents have to be blamed too, because these children shouldn't be acting like fools outside. They shouldn't act like fools. Where's the real heroes at anymore, right? People don't go robbing and hurting people. The real good people, heroes, I'm talking about good guys, good women. They stick up for these people who are getting hurt. Those are the good characters, and those are the ones that are being judged the hardest. Good is definitely under attack in this country, and it's sad to say. I love my country. I love our freedoms. I don't want them to take away my freedom of speech. I don't want them to take away my right to bear arms. You know what I mean? And I hope everybody else agrees. You really just wake up and say, you know what? Yeah, those are our freedoms. We have the right to defend ourselves from evil. And guys, I got a feeling we're going to see the mark of the beast on the rise, especially with everything that Trump and the Democrats are going through, Republicans versus Democrats. It's disgusting. I know a lot of people don't like Trump, but I can't hate the man. He did a lot of good for this country. It sucks what happened to me in my job. I know, I get it. Worked there for a long time. And I worked there as the minority, as a white minority. And you're a white minority, you're lying. Yeah, I was. And them guys still love me, and they call me a good guy. You know what? And I respect a lot of them guys, but just being in there and seeing how politics rule workplaces, it's just disgusting. I wanted nothing more to do with it. The people who don't deserve it get it, and the people who deserve it don't get it. There were so many guys I had to stick up for that they wanted to get rid of that I said, no, he's a good worker. What is wrong with you? Because they want to bring in their families, their relatives. And, they made us look worse. But guys, get ready for a cashless society. Get ready. And it's not, the mark of the beast is not going to be your Google Pay, credit cards. It's going to be the tattoo or the chip that is literally implanted in you. They're slowly but surely taking baby steps towards this agenda, and this is what's going to happen. God bless all of you. Thank you for watching. Peace out.